Trustee Blackstock?
Here.
Trustee Knotts?
Here.
Trustee Richley?
Here.
Treasurer Hart?
Here.
Clerk Matei here. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I would like to make a motion to appoint Trustee Blackstock as pro tem for this meeting.
Support.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, moving on. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Are there any changes, modifications, additions? Hearing none, a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item number 2, approval of the minutes.
I had a question. I was making notes of who made the motion and who seconded it, and on the old business 1 and 2, I had like all different people than what was there, so I don't know if anybody else had made notes on that to verify.
I can double check them. Who did you have down for?
I had Knott's and Hart on old business 1, and then Knott's and Richley on old business 2.
Okay. I will double check those.
And I know there was a little bit of discussion in between there, so I don't know if,
Well, that's what mine says for our OB1. I'm not sure, I don't recognize it.
Knott's.
yeah.
Right.
OB1 is, that's what you just said, right?
But it should be
Rich.
Hart, not Richley.
Oh. Should it be?
Knott's.
Yeah, Knott's and Hart, and then
Oh,
I
lots of
had,
heart, okay.
I had Knott's and Richley for that one.
Whatever.
I mean, not that it makes a difference, but in the
does.
motion.
Right, it does.
But, I know, I got no problem.
Okay.
Can we approve those until you check, or?
We can.
Okay. All right, with those changes, are there any other changes, discussion? Hearing none. We have a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
So moved. Support.
We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Presentations, guest speakers, we have none. Public comment, please limit your comment to 3 minutes per person. Please come to the podium and state your name and address.
Yeah, please.
Hello, my name's Dave Kinsvater. Just wanted to introduce myself. I applied for the supervisor position for the township. Something totally new to me, but I figured I'd give it a shot and set a new eyes for the township.
Thank you.
Anybody has any
Great, thank you.
questions or? Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the consent agenda. We have 3 items. C1.
John, do you want to say something? You're going to have to get up faster than that.
Sorry.
Sorry, the ears don't work very good these days. I'm John Grabsky. I applied for the township supervisor's position also. I ran in the last election for township supervisor and lost. So I just thought I should be here probably today and introduce myself to the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else out of the public comment? Going once? Going twice? All right, moving on. Consent agenda. 3 items. We have C1, financial reports. C2, historical meeting minutes, December of 2021. C3, St. Clair Area Fire Authority run report for February of 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
We have a motion and support. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the next item, disbursements. We have invoices in the amount of $148,219.62. Payroll, $29,641.22. Accounts payable, $30,590.43. EFT payments in the amount of $10,334.29. E-checks in the amount of $302.30, for a grand total of $219,087.86.
I'll move to pay the bills.
Support?
We have a motion and support. Could we please have a roll call vote?
Okay. Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knott?
Yes.
Trustee Ridgely?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Pay the bills. Moving on, unfinished old business. One second. First item, OB1, Building Department fee schedule. I think we tabled this at our last meeting until we had Tracy here to present.
Please.
Good evening. I'm your building official, Tracy Kalick, for those of you who don't know me. I'm here trying to simplify our confusing fee schedule. A lot of the communities around us, as well as the state, has moved to a $75 per inspection. We are currently at $35. We are the cheapest in St. Clair County, if not the state. So I just did the math. An electrical inspector that goes and does a final on a furnace replacement, you have to check the connection, make sure it's grounded properly, would garner $33.75. That would be his total payout. So if they don't live in the township, that's kind of a inconvenience because we use our own vehicles and pay for our own gas. So if he's coming, after work, that's kind of a tough pill to swallow. So I would like to have some simplicities put into place as far as the fee schedule. You all have the one with all the blue ink on it. So we charge currently $200 for a commercial permit application, $100 for residential, and $50 for some smaller items like decks and roofs and things like that. It takes the permit tech or myself the same amount of time to do a $2 million Dollar General application, processing the information into the system, as it does for somebody's deck behind their home. So it makes no sense to charge a different rate. We're bound by law to not make money at a building department, but not lose money either. So if it's the same amount of work, then it should be charged the same amount across the board. And if we charge $75, we come in line with the fees that the state charges through Lara.
Tracy, excuse me, are you saying that the ones that we're looking at
I
right
can't hear
now-
you, Ralph, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, that you said that the ones we're looking at right now that say 100, 200, 100, you're talking about changing those back to 75?
75 across the board, yes, that's
So
correct.
for that whole paragraph, everything that's listed there, you're recommending $75?
That's correct, for the application only. Okay? And then, let's see, the bullet points, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth one down where it says electrical 50, plumbing 50, mechanical 50, sign 50,
Yeah.
those would all become 75 as well. Then we move on to plan reviews. There was a big price issue with the amount of money we charge for plan reviews for single-family homes. So we currently charge 50 for a house below 2,500 or 100 from over 2,500. Well, we've got a 10,000 square foot house coming up, and that takes a heck of a lot more work than the current $100. So I just put in there, and Herb knows this, that if you've got a house over 3,500 square feet, it requires an engineered stamp. So if we could just change that to 100 for anything below 3,500 and 250 above 3,500, then we've simplified it and yet we capture the appropriate amount of funds to do the job. On to page 2.
All of, Tracy, I'm sorry, all of the other fees then would stay the same?
Yeah, at this point, yeah, I mean, it was getting to the point I was literally tipping the apple cart over. I wanted to not do too many changes at this point, so we kind of nudge this cart. Might take a couple years or so to get it the way we want it. Okay, so we go down to the line miscellaneous, residential and commercial demolition work. We currently charge a home $100 to tear down a house. This is confusing in the fact that we should spell out we need to do an open hole inspection after they've taken the foundation out. And before they backfill with sand, it has to be looked at by an inspector. And on the final, it needs to be looked again to see if they got it graded properly, topsoil and seeded. So it could be misleading to say we only charge 100. That would indicate that's all we ever charge. So we need to capture the right amount of work. So I'd like to see, in a lot of the other communities in which I worked, even in Oakland County, it's 10 cents a square foot. That way we're charging correctly
Of the demo?
of the demo. So if you got a
Building?
1,000 square foot home, it's a $100 fee.
Okay, what's plus open hole and final grade? Is those
That
two
would be,
separate amounts?
that would be open hole inspection, but done by the building inspector, and final grade also done by the building inspector.
And are those inspection fees in addition
That-
to?
Yes, in addition to, so that would drop back to the $75 fee,
Okay.
if it's so passed here
Plus
tonight.
75 and plus 75.
So it would cost you, what, 150 for the two inspections, and 10 cents a square foot, plus the application fee, of course. Then commercial it's another, $200 seems quite inexpensive. When I left Wixom, we were tearing down the Wixom Ford plant. And that was a $46,000 permit just to demo it. And all the steel was gone already. They were just taking concrete out. And you're gonna get contractors that balk at those kind of numbers, but they can always come and appeal to you folks if they need relief. And then I put environmentals on there as well, because anytime you do a commercial building, you have to have environmentals done for asbestos abatement. Then mobile home installation. Don't know why that was on there. It's already captured in the building permit fees. We've done a replacement, last year there was one burned up in the one near the city limits here to the north.
How does that, a lot of people consider those somewhat different than regular homes. How does that, where was that where would that be captured?
That would be captured in a $75 application fee, a post-hole inspection or a peer inspection done by the inspector, a final. And the inspector goes into the building and makes sure that it has got all its means of egress, smokes. Because those buildings are inspected at the state level when they're built in a factory. But they still have permitting that is required once they hit the site.
Right, and that's based on square foot also?
No,
It's not.
no, this is, I don't know why that's on there, because they got installation right below demo, so I think this is the catch-all paragraph right there. So I'm saying this fee schedule we have is rather confusing, I might say.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So back down to general requirements, it had inspection fees and then work not ready. So I kind of added the word, or did I take away re? I took away the re-inspection fee. So it reads inspection fees
Per visit.
and then inspections per visit, $75 for all 4 trades. And then work not ready, and then I added the word re-inspection, goes from $50 to $75 to come in line with our $75 request. And then the bottom of the third page, I just give you some comparisons for local areas and what's charged. So, I mean, what I'm asking is not outlandish, it'll just come into line with everybody else. And it's seeing how all of these communities, to my knowledge, with the exception of the state, use their own vehicles and their own gas. And I was approached by the supervisor in Columbus today, and he wanted to have our inspectors not submit mileage once a year. It's too confusing. So I didn't even know we charge mileage up there. So if we move to the $75, and the inspectors are only gonna get 75% of the $75. 25% of that stays in the building department at the township level. I would entertain, I haven't seen it yet, but maybe we specifically say, no mileage will be charged. That's on the individual inspectors to supply their own vehicle and their own gas. Because it's confusing, and they're not gonna do it on a monthly basis anyway.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, questions? I got some stuff printed off from the state here, if you care to mull that over. a
I'm
little
still a
bit.
little confused on how you handle a mobile home, or do you just handle it the same as a regular home?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's no different than a home that just happens to be on wheels until it gets in place.
Okay.
So that's an electrical permit issued by the state of Michigan. I'll just kind of skip everybody else here.
I don't need them.
No?
I'm good.
No, that's
That's building, there's
the fees.
Got enough permit
mechanical,
applications.
Yeah.
and plumbing. Yeah, there's a plumbing. And another reason we should move to the electrical state is because the use of solar voltaic panels, they're getting to be a lot more prevalent, and we currently have no way of capturing costs for that.
So the base fee you're increasing and the application fee? This is going across plumbing permit, mechanical permit, electrical permits, and building
I
permit?
missed the first part, Sandy.
Are all of the application fee and the base fee, and then the inspection
Yeah,
fees, that's
I'd like to
basically what,
eliminate the word base,
okay?
and just charge per inspection. Just like, you notice the state does not charge a base fee,
But I think we have that on our application.
do.
Yeah,
which is confusing,
correct.
right?
Okay, so we're getting rid of that?
Getting rid of the word base. So if your typical home for an electrical inspector would be a rough and a final.
Okay,
So there'd be 2 inspections on the permit at time of submittal.
plus an
An
application
application,
fee?
a rough and a final, and then all the line items.
Right, okay. All right, so this applies to all permits.
Okay, I'm just trying, I thought it was a little different. We have an application fee.
Correct.
Okay, that just gets started. And then every time an inspector comes out, there is a
$75.
$75 fee, basically. There's no inspections included with the application.
That's correct.
Are we
That's-
taking
and
that
that's the
away?
norm.
Because we do have that now.
I thought we
We
did.
do
One
and we don't.
inspection included with,
Most don't. I mean, in other places.
I thought we did.
right now, our application does have that.
So
I'm
right
pretty
now,
sure.
I'm looking at an electrical permit application for East China Township.
Okay,
We charge a $50 application fee and a $40 base fee.
right,
Okay? And then down at the bottom end of that same sheet, there's inspections. If it's a service, a rough, a final, underground, those are $35.
right.
Why those 2 numbers aren't the same, I don't know. That's just the way it was when I got here.
I think the base fee was trying to cover like the first inspection, but it really didn't.
Okay.
That was the concept, I think.
All right?
But this kind of puts it all
Yeah,
together.
I'm
I mean, you
like
have
the
to,
acronym KISS, keep it simple.
yes. No, I totally agree.
And if we move to something along what the state charges, everybody's used to that across the state. So it's a common number. I think China Township just moved to it, Ira just moved to it.
So we're getting rid of the base fee.
Right. And also, if we charge the same as all of our neighboring communities, it gives contractors a pretty good shot at bidding apples to apples. when the electrical contractor called here, or he talked to Greg Furtaw about the $35 inspection fee for electrical, and he said that was the cheapest he's ever done in the state. So that kind of kicked it in high gear again, trying to get this thing resolved, especially with gasoline prices the way they're going right now.
Right.
And it, just know that, I mean, as the percentage, 25% of 75 is much better than 25% of 35 too. So it's not like the inspector's taking all this money home. Some of it'll be staying here with the township. We haven't had an inspection fee bump since '98, I think. I had to look back that far in our inspections to find where it used to be 30, I think, 30 or $25.
The only one I see about it is for home builder. When you like make an addition to your house and it's basically you're doing it with a contractor, and they had make the permit, and then there was one inspection was included in that, and probably the initial rough inspection or whatever it was, but when he had to come back out for something specific like electric, that was an additional fee.
Well, if there's an additional inspection, they'll have, but just say they don't pass something, that would constitute an additional inspection. A lot of times, if the trade inspectors, and I've charged one reinspection in this township maybe once or twice in 2 years' time. We don't churn, if you will, okay? But if it's a mistake that the same contractor is making time and time again, then we'll start charging. Maybe the only way to wake him up is hit his wallet. So it's not like it's an abused system. It's just that reinspection fees are out there, and it's up to the inspector basically if he wants to charge that or not, because it's basically his pay and his time.
His
so.
time, sure.
Right.
Understandable.
I mean, Sandy knows that. I mean, been working with her. I mean, I've stopped a few times and talk about the project, get it going.
Well,
in
for
the right-
example,
Pardon me?
somebody wants to put a deck on their place.
Yes,
Okay, it's gonna cost them $75 for the application.
that's correct.
Somebody's gonna come out and check that deck, even though it may not even have electrical on it. That's when it's done, right? That's $150 for his deck.
Well, that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
they're also paying 5 times more for the lumber than they were 2 years ago as well. I mean, that's what inflation does to the economy, I'm sorry to say. I mean, and you gotta remember, the application fee is just our processing number. It's to pay for my wages doing, while I'm sitting in here. It's to pay for, Wendy, well, if she's doing the other 3 trades. So,
Any other questions?
okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Tracy.
We'll need a motion to adopt these.
I'll make a motion to adopt the proposed changes to the building department fee schedules as indicated.
Motion, do we have support?
Support.
A motion and support. All in favor of adopting these fees?
Roll call.
We're not spending any money.
Okay.
We only need to do a roll call when we spend money, correct?
Okay.
It's up to you, I don't care. Roll call?
I
Roll
would.
call vote.
I would. Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knox?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Thank you.
All right, moving on, old business number 2. The cemetery rates at Rose Hill. Our action requested is making a recommendation to raise the fee for the bronze memorial plaque to $385 due to the rising cost of materials and labor.
Do you know what it is now?
Is it two?
It's 330. Well, actually, the whole thing was $330 that we raised it to, but we got a bill at the first of the year raising the plaque from 305 to 288 to 305, I'm sorry. So the rest of it is for like labor and administration fees and stuff.
Like, what did we charge for the same thing before?
$330.
300 what?
330.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the $385 due to the rising cost of materials and labor for the bronze
I
plaque.
support.
All right, we have a motion, we have support. Doing roll call on this one too?
Yes.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Natz?
Yes.
Trustee Ridgely?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes.
Moving on to new business. New business 1, audit engagement. UHY? Let's see. On February 4th, I'm assuming that's 2019.
Oh,
It'd be interesting if it was 2019. East China Township Board of Trustees has approved a 4-year agreement with Stewart, Beauvais, and Whipple. In 2020, SBW was acquired by UHY. The terms and costs of the multi-year agreement were honored in 2020, 2021, and again for this year's work. We are in need of approval to approve the attached agreement of services letter and authorize the township manager to sign the agreement with associated costs as follows.
So moved.
This is just an agreement we previously had, just doing the 3rd year.
I'll support.
We have a motion and support. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Natz?
Yes.
Trustee Ridgely?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
New business 2, clerical staff job descriptions. We're being asked to approve the attached job descriptions for the bookkeeper, secretary, utility billing, accounts receivable, and our part-time receptionist. This is just to approve them for our current staff, correct?
I've only got one question. I'm sure the staff has seen these, right, or had a.
Yes.
And there's no major problems with it. Now, I know there's stuff like this has always got minor problems, but there's no major. Okay,
No, we've had several.
Basically, it reflects what they're currently doing.
okay.
More up to date.
Is this gonna have an effect on union negotiations?
I don't believe so. It doesn't change anything.
Doesn't change anything? Good.
I'll make a motion to adopt the updated clerical staff job descriptions.
Support.
We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business number 3, authorization for consultant engagement for East China Township Water and Sewer Service Agreements. This is to direct the township manager to consult with the township attorney and accountants for a review of and to update expired East China water sewer agreements, including existing and current billing practices.
If I may, you guys appointed me as on the board of the Sewer and Water Authority, so I've kind of been involved with all this stuff, probably for about the last 10 years. The last 5 years as the chairman, which is chairman is only extra duties I have is to run a meeting, but I get stuck with different things. So what I'm getting at is all the people that knew and put together this combination of authority are all gone, including Mr. Zick, who was the attorney at the time, who was pretty much the go-to guy when you wanted to know how do you do something with these 3 people. I probably got the most institutional knowledge, and the amount I've got scares me. So I would strongly suggest that we do this. It's come up with the township manager because every once in a while we're asking questions about, how's this work? And just in the last month, or month and a half, we have been questioned twice by the state as to who's in charge of what. It says this is a legal question of how the three entities, which are all state organizations. The Sewer and Water Authority is a state corporation. Now, seal and the whole bit. And then, of course, the two townships. It's a legal question is how we operate together to run the water system specifically and to run the sewer plant. There doesn't seem to be a big question at the moment, although it happened once, is who runs the collection system for the sewer plant. But for the water system, there's no question as far as the state is concerned, and then I really don't want to get into a legal hassle. And frankly, I don't know enough about it, and like I said, I probably know the most. And I recommend that we get, and since the township manager has agreed to step in on this, we need to get someone involved in it, figure out how it works, get some institutional knowledge, and I would hope that might be the lawyer, somebody that stays with, we all leave, come and go. We've been blessed with 3 excellent superintendents that run the sewer, one runs the sewer plant, one runs the water plant, and the TBW supervisor who runs all the water and sewer line repair. They have worked with these agreements, within and without, to get the job done, and frankly, we're in very, very good shape, mainly because of their efforts. But we need to fix this in a legal manner, so I will shut up. I'm just saying that we need to do this.
Do you want to make that a motion, Ralph?
Yeah, I will. I will make a motion that we direct the township manager to consult with the township attorney and accountants to review and update expired East China, and I will add those that affect, as the Sewer and Water Authority is in effect with both of those organizations, to include existing current billing practices.
I'll support that.
We have a motion and support. We have a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Knott?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk McKay, yes.
Great, thank you, motion passes.
Thank you.
Moving on, new business 4, supervisor. I think we got something we need handed out.
Yes, we do. Oh, you guys already got your copy down there? Here are the copies.
I guess I'm gonna need some direction, because this is the first time I've ever been, that I'm aware that this has been done this way. Honestly, I don't recall the last time our supervisor position was left open, trustees and other board members, but I guess, do you wanna take the lead on this, Sandy, in terms of how we're gonna proceed with it?
Really? I would guess we would, maybe take this back and narrow it down to the top 2 candidates and present, probably another vote for the next meeting.
Well, the next meeting, we do have to assign
Right.
somebody. I mean, just looking at the top 2 candidate numbers, unfortunately, we have a tie between candidate
Oh, good.
number 1 and number 5, and number 4 is definitely in there. So I don't know what we want to do about that, or do you go top 3 then and discuss that?
We could do that.
You can have top 3, and in top 3, everybody writes a piece of paper, give it to them, then she sends them out. And if there's a winner, gets the majority, they win. If not, we vote again. And she said, you say who got how many, and you write another piece of paper, turn it again.
Yeah.
And then she counts them out again until one of the candidates gets a majority vote.
Right.
That was what I would recommend. I've seen it done before.
Well, it looks like 1 and 4.
And we can use this to determine
Yeah, 1, 4, and 5.
who we would like to vote for first with this survey, for example.
Okay.
But you want to do that now, or do you want to do that like next week?
It's up to the members. What would you like to do? Tonight, go with that, or
I'd have to,
wait till the next meeting?
I mean, if we don't have to make a decision tonight. I know we're running out of
Correct.
time.
right. We just have to make a decision by the next
The
meeting.
next meeting.
I must hold on.
Any thoughts?
Let's see, between,
I'd have to go back and, so basically, we're deciding between number 1, number 4, and number 5.
and 3, and.
Well, have we decided that?
3 votes.
Well, just, I mean, just going by, the first and second choice.
Well, I would.
I don't know.
Well, and if you look at choice 1 and choice 2, who has the most votes there?
Number 4.
Yeah, well, choice 3 obviously has the most votes,
There's
those
5.
2 votes. It just happens to come out that way.
1, 2, 3. 5 has 3 votes,
And so does 1.
and 1 has 3 votes.
But based on what I'm looking at this chart, I would recommend
Number 4.
number 1, 4, and 2. If we're going to have the three people up on the vote, they got the most consistent votes before.
Are you looking at the first 2 choices? Choice 1 and choice 2 columns?
Yeah, I was looking, well, I see all the 3 columns. The choice 3 column is, you don't have to eliminate, well, you can eliminate down to 3. I think, you don't have to do it all at once, but that's up to you. I'm not going to complain one way or the other.
Well, we're discussing it, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
what does the majority feel that we should?
Well, you say you have choice 1, and you see how many you've got. You got choice 5, it's kind of mixed. Choice 2, pretty solid. Choice 3 is pretty solid, so
Well, if you go with choices 1 and choices 2,
you could do it that way.
4
Drop
equals
2,
5 votes,
drop-
5 equals 3 votes, 1 equals 3 votes.
You could just do it that way, drop 3 of them, drop the last 2, and we'll vote on the other ones whenever. That's a possibility.
Would you like to vote on those tonight, or would you like to vote on them in between
don't
and bring
care.
it back to the next meeting,
I have no preference.
like we did this?
I have no
Revote
preference.
between those 3 options.
Correct, 4, 5, and 1.
We could do that
Tap
tonight and just see where we're at, then.
Yeah. If we're narrowing it to 2 to decide at the next meeting.
We have to decide by the next meeting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That's what I say.
do you want to do it now? Each person write down,
Yeah.
Well,
You want to
yeah,
just do it on the back of it?
Yep.
Or
or whatever paper?
Paper.
Do a
That's easy
choice
enough.
1
I
and
got a
2? Is
whole
that what we're
raft of
doing?
it here.
Now you're doing my 1 choice.
Or just 1 choice, is that what we're doing?
You want to pass out papers and pass them down to the guy, or what do you want to do? Come on.
Well,
Ms.
actually,
Clerk,
you know
you're-
what?
You're an election official. How do you elect? You
Yeah.
need some small scraps of paper?
This
I can
is
make
in
those
the-
happen real
Here,
quick.
actually, here, I have it right here. Let's go like this. We're gonna do top 2 or top 3?
Throw darts?
Two, because if you're getting into 3, then it's even more.
Well, you have tie vote between that one and that one, though.
Like I'm picking a team for a kickball team in Mexico.
Okay, we're gonna pass
Do
this
3?
around.
Okay.
Gotta get my cheat sheet out.
I know. I'm like, I don't remember who was what.
Glad I brought a blank sheet.
What are you gonna do, just vote for
Yeah,
3 of them,
just
just pick
them.
3 numbers this time?
Yes.
But everybody's gonna pick 3 different, so I don't know what's gonna come out.
Well, they're the top 3 of that we talked about.
Okay.
She's passing us.
4, 5, and 1 we're voting on.
It's coming
4.
down.
5 and 1. Okay, I would agree with 4, 5, and 1. I guess we have to agree that that's the 3 we want to vote on. I will go
yes,
That
along
who has, that,
I will go along with 4, 5, and 1.
those 3 have the most votes for the top 2 choices.
It's a lot easier to hold an election. They don't have to write out anything, and you just count the numbers when they're done. This is harder.
It is, but you know what, in
I
all
know.
fairness, we all have a voice and we all, so,
While, I have a question while we're doing this. So the upcoming election then, this person, whoever's selected, will be on the primary in August?
they will,
Okay. All right.
yes. And anyone else that wants to
Not on
run,
the special election?
correct, not in May.
Special.
Not till
August and November.
No,
And
anybody-
April
and-
19th is
yeah.
the filing deadline to
In
run
August, anybody
for
can run.
the
Just
term
open
that will begin
election.
November
What am I
21st
doing? What do you give me this for?
through
Because we're
November 20,
voting the top 3 on here.
2024,
So
for the
those are
next 2-year
Yeah.
period.
Yeah,
To finish
it'll be a
this
two-year
term.
between candidate
Right,
5,
it's normally a
4, and
4-year
1.
term, the full term. But since they resigned before half this term ended, we have to, everyone has to be on the ballot that wants to run for the remainder of the term. A little complicated, but we'll get there.
There you go. Is it clear as mud?
Yeah.
Did that help? Or make it worse?
So we got 6, somebody's got to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody's got to have 5 votes. Somebody's got to have 4, somebody's got to have 4 votes.
If we're doing like we did last time.
3.
I mean, there's that and that, so I would say that's the top one.
Between the 1 choice and 2 choice?
Yeah, because there's 3 votes here and 3 votes there
Mhm.
and none there. And there's only 1 here for that and, yeah, and 2 there.
So 4 equals 6 between the 2, top
Yeah.
2.
I would say that's the choice. But,
You would too? Yeah, between the 2. Between your top 2.
That's good to me.
You want to share that?
yeah. So candidate number 4 got 3 votes
Careful what you
there
wish for.
and 3 votes there, so 6 total. Number 5 only got 1 there and 2 there.
I say that to
Another
incoming
1, 2 there.
and
So this one got the most. So
members.
that's what we're saying is the top.
Yep.
Are we voting on it tonight or?
It's up to the board.
So we might as well get it done. Get her done.
Yeah. He's checking to see who's. Do you have
You want to
any?
drop the short one and vote one more time on the other 2?
Go down,
As a suggestion?
go down to just 2 votes?
Go down to 2.
Can do that.
All right, just flip it over then, and, so then we're voting between candidate 5 and 4.
There's 2 columns left open on that sheet. If you flip
Yep.
that over,
Yep.
flip that sheet over.
No, okay, I don't see that one even came into play. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this one
Right.
did not have enough.
Well, there's 3 votes there.
No, I just count the numbers. 1, 2.
Out of
3,
all
4,
3 columns,
5.
you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh,
6.
we were going by the first 2,
okay.
because those were the top positions.
Oh, boy.
I think it'd be fair to have a runoff on the top 2, you know, they're all.
Okay.
Okay.
They're
We'll
both
flip
the
that
same.
paper
We'll
on
just do
the other
this
side. There you go.
I'm not running this thing, you are, kid.
Are we still
My young
doing-
clerk.
5, 4, and 1, or just
No,
between
just-
5 and 4?
Just between the 5 and 4, I think. 2. Yeah, right? Just between the 2.
It's 1 and 4, right, that we're doing it with?
4 or 5.
5, number 5 and number 4.
Okay, but nobody wrote on this one yet. Each one of us writes on one of these.
Yes.
What? This is be like,
Number 1 and number 2.
okay,
Column.
1 and 2, like,
Yep.
all right.
First choice, second choice.
Got it. Okay, you guys just, I'm an old man, you just kind of blow my mind with all this fancy stuff. And the choices are between,
Number 4 and number 5.
is that right?
Yes.
Okay, now we're back on track again, right? I put mine, you put yours in there.
So I think it's pretty clear. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So do we announce it tonight, or do we?
Might as well vote.
Vote, want to see the results?
Pretty clear.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's pretty clear.
Got 5 votes. First place guy got 5 votes, that's a majority.
Okay, so candidate number 4, and then do we have to make a motion to announce it or?
So it'll have to be,
Candidate number 4.
okay. So we'll need a motion to appoint our new supervisor, who is candidate 4. Are we giving the name tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Candidate number 4, welcome Mr. Vern Westrick. So we'll need a motion to
So moved.
appoint. We have support,
Support.
the motion and support. We have a roll call vote.
Trustee Babo?
Yes.
Trustee Blackstock?
Yes.
Trustee Natz?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Treasurer Hart?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes?
Are we gonna announce 12 of it?
Motion
Herb
passes.
did.
Yep.
Herb did?
Yes.
Yep. So, welcome Mr. Westrick.
You are our new supervisor.
Thank you to everyone.
Mr. Westrick.
sure if I want to say thanks or not.
Careful what you wish for, no?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But thank you, I look forward to working with you. It'll be an experience, and I'll get a whole, 19 plus what we got left in this month to decide whether I want to keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I got a question. I got a question, Vern.
Yes,
Why are you sitting back there?
because this is
The back row.
So I guess the first step would be to be sworn in. There's no other process, correct?
Correct.
So
You have to see the clerk for that.
at some point, you'll need to be sworn in. Just come to the office, Sandy, or
Or I can even do it
Wendy,
tonight,
yeah, or tonight.
after the meeting.
we meet the first and third of every month, or first and third Monday of every month.
yeah, you see, you have the schedules posted the rest of the year, so.
So
We'll
welcome
have to
aboard.
talk about that.
The township manager has his training schedule set up, right?
And if anyone else is interested in running for the supervisor position for the remainder of the term, April 19th is the filing deadline. Just get a hold of us in the office, and myself or my deputy we have the nominating petitions available to complete and get back to our office.
Sandy,
Thank you.
Sandy, excuse me, when's the deadline for submitting for the August election? That's coming up pretty fast.
April 19th.
April 19th, okay.
All right, so welcome. I believe that's it.
Yeah, I
So
thought we did pretty good. I was sorry, we only have to elect one. All seem to be
Many good candidates.
very candidates for the
Yes.
position.
It's gonna be tough.
I have no announcements. I didn't prepare.
I don't have
Wasn't
anything.
aware. So we'll go
Okay.
member comments. Mr. Richley?
I got nothing, thank you.
Mr. Knotts?
Nothing.
I just had one thing. I know we discussed it before, the ARPA funds plan, I know was due in April. Are we gonna discuss that? I know there was a wish list that we were supposed to get to look at because we have to,
I can clarify that our reporting, because we're a non-entitlement unit, we're small in amount, that the reporting's actually already complete. I've already done that. We filed what's needed, but your discussion should continue.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but no deadline right now.
Oh, good. Yay, okay.
Thank you. Sandy?
I'm all set, thank you.
Debbie?
All set.
Member comments? I have nothing. So I guess a motion to adjourn at 8:24.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.